Awesome. Well, it's so great to be able to have you on. It's great to be able to see you and talk to you today.
Likewise, I have a tremendous amount of respect for everything you guys do, and great to be here.
Well, we just love Great American Family. You guys produce amazing content, and obviously, we love being on Great American Family for the Movie Guide Awards, which everybody has to tune in on. But I just thought that maybe it'd be a great way to start is, you've done an incredible thing. You've started a network against all odds from scratch to becoming one of the most successful networks in the country. And it just kind of, it's just another step in that you just got the big YouTube deal too, YouTube TV. But maybe can you talk about that? I mean, journey in that process of starting something only 4 years ago into this incredible process.
Yeah, I will say that the environment is not exactly favorable overall to launch a linear cable channel, certainly. But we've been blessed with an enormous amount of passion and energy, and we unfortunately live in a world where family-friendly, faith-based entertainment is so rare that it's makes our jobs much easier because we there's such a need, and we're just fulfilling that need.
I think that's something that is kind of amazing to your character, and I've had the privilege to be able to know you for a couple years now, maybe almost a decade now, I guess. Is just that, and we know a lot of people in the industry, but the thing that's interesting is the creatives love you. Everybody who kind of does creative content with you really loves working with you. And that's even a unique thing from a studio executive side. And I wonder, maybe you could kind of talk about like kind of your secret sauce of like not only are you guys producing beautiful faith-based content, but you kind of it feels like you've mastered this thing of loving on the creatives that they make beautiful things that they love you guys, particularly on the content side.
Well, they have a very difficult job because they're also battling the headwinds in Hollywood and creating content that, the vast majority of studios wouldn't touch. And so they very much appreciate the fact that we're so committed to it. And then we have a really strong team that I think complements their work on the creative side and tries to be additive to storytelling and let the creators do their thing, but from the same point of view, ensure it's on brand for what we know that viewers will love. And so it's a team. We approach it very much as a team, and that's had a lot of uh, paid a lot of dividends over the years for sure.
Now you like, I mean, you all are very famous for your Christmas movies, and it's coming up soon, isn't it? I mean, it's the Christmas season is beginning to start soon. I know you did Christmas in July, but maybe you could talk a little bit about that. Is it for the listeners? Isn't it? It's coming up pretty soon in the mix of it.
Yeah, Robbie, it seems like you can't start too early. Viewers just love that feeling and they love the anticipation of the season. So we are beginning our fifth anniversary of Great American Christmas, hard to believe. And we're very excited about the offering that we have with 16 original high quality movies with all the talent that people love and storylines that the family can get together and watch that reinforces the notions of faith and the fact that the vast majority of Americans, shockingly, want to see faith in their stories and told in a way that uplifts people and doesn't diminish those who believe in God and Jesus. So we will have a really, I think, great Christmas season to offer to viewers who are very much in need of some of that positive experience.
I think it is such a cool thing because you are right. It's such a huge drought in our country in terms of content that you could see that is uplifting and encouraging. And I think that I mean obviously that's an area that we focus on at Movie Guide is try to be encouraging in the world. And I think that is something beautiful. And I love how much faith you guys incorporate. Obviously, every year your content does well at the Movie Guide Awards, just because it is so God honoring, and we have independent judges that look at it and vote it up each time. And so I do think that's so cool. And just to make kind of the emphasis on Christmas again, I have a question for you is, you know, as someone who has such a depth of experience in this industry, I wondered, you kind of decided to do a linear network, and you also do streaming because you can get it through Great American Family Plus, right, as well. So there is a way to do it through streaming, but it feels like, the phrase "what's old is new" again, and there's kind of a new thing where everybody wants linear. I mean, they might do it through digital means, but they want someone to pre-program for them in a way instead of having to choose stuff. Can you kind of talk about what you feel like in the state of the world kind of now currently, like what you think is kind of happening on streaming versus linear and kind of stuff like that? Or
Yeah, I think you have to meet the consumer and the viewer where they are and what their preference is. And so about 50% of the country still uh, has cable TV in one way or another. And so that's a very big and proven way to deliver content that's very enjoyable, that it's the lean back experience, and you don't have to search through all kinds of different places to find something you want to watch. And that environment really allows us to create something across a full hour of content, not just the content itself, but we look at the full hour, including the commercials, as part of that offering, that we really work hard to have music and different elements that create that seasonal feel. On the streaming side, we have two properties: Great American PureFlix, which is more of the traditional streamer SVOD that you can go to and find what you'd like to watch and choose that. And that's a variety of everything from heavy faith-based content to rom-coms to documentaries to kids programming. And then we also have launched GFAM Plus, which is the linear experience, commercial free though, that you can get as an app and subscribe to, that basically replicates the linear model, but does it in a way that is very enjoyable, commercial free, and you can take with you on the go and watch anywhere at any time.
wow, that's awesome. It does feel like in a way it's kind of nice to have someone choose it for you. Um, you know, I don't know if you'd be up for it, but maybe you could kind of tell us your story a little bit. What got you into entertainment in the first place, and kind of in this thing? I mean, you're making these beautiful content, but kind of what got you into this role?
So I went to a liberal arts college and was an English literature major, and was prepared to do one of two things: teach or go to law school, basically. So my dad was in the publishing business, and I always was interested in what he did. And I ended up working on the research side at a television rep firm, and really enjoyed my time doing research. And then was incredibly blessed to be recruited by CBN and Family Channel, which at the time was really on the ground floor of the cable business. And I learned from some of the smartest people that to this day I've ever worked with. Tim Robertson's still the best CEO I've ever worked with, and we built something very special there before it was sold to Fox and Haim Saban.
Wow, amazing. And so then you kind of moved through, and that kind of brought you into where you are now. And then,
Yeah, that wasn't a cultural fit, really. The Family Channel, CBN, and Haim and Fox. A lot of us moved on to Hallmark, where we did had great success, and then before finding being here at Great American Media.
I think it's so cool to be able to be the fact that you've done one, obviously, where you took a legacy brand and kind of made it grow, but you've done these two where you've pioneered something against kind of all odds to be able to make something. And it's cool about Great American is kind of that story again of you guys building this beautiful, powerful thing, again, out of nothing in the mix of it. Um, that's really cool.
Oh, I was going to ask, like, you have a great relationship with Candace Cameron, and bringing her in as creative officer is pretty interesting move. How did that come about, and how has that played out in the recent years?
Well, so Candace and I worked together at Hallmark for many years, and it was just a natural move for us to continue to want to work together again and moving forward. And there is no one who is identified more around Christmas movies and the Christmas season, and then just as an overall person who lives her life with a tremendous amount of integrity and is a role model for so many. And you think of how long she has been for her whole life, really. She's been in the spotlight of Hollywood and yet has never uh, done anything but represent the Christian space and family-friendly content in a positive way. So it's an honor for us to be able to work with Candace here and to have her as really the face of our business.
Well, I think that like again, like I think that is a unique testament to you too, because if you think about it, a lot of those people moved with you to this new network, and like for most users who maybe don't know the Hollywood space, there's not a lot of there's typically a joke in Hollywood about like the creatives versus the studio side. But I know this is weird to like reemphasize, but I just think that's a unique testament to you that they love you deeply. That whenever we talk to the content people, they're all very thankful about who you are, that they were willing to come with you on this Herculean journey that you are winning at. You know, it's cool because originally it seemed like, wow, this is so crazy, but it's amazing to see, hey, you guys just got YouTube TV, you know, you're just adding, you know, more families that you're able to be in front of. And it's just kind of amazing to see that part of the journey, you know, through that.
Well, we've been blessed with tremendous relationships and friends in all really areas of the business, and the creative people really just want to serve the audience just the way we do, and we want to deliver quality content that people can sit back and if they spend an hour or two with us, it's time well spent. And they work really hard and put their own egos aside to work in this genre where they're probably not, unless it's the movie guide, they're not going to be front and center and win awards or be recognized the way they would be if they were in the latest salacious series someplace else. So, the movie guide, you have done a tremendous service to the overall industry in your commitment to family friendly and faith content. And that is in the Hollywood world no small feat. So you have contributed in a huge way to really the dialogue and raising that profile and making family friendly, faith based content something that people admire rather than shun.
Well, thank you so much. We appreciate it. We appreciate our friendship in there. I want to ask you one more question. I saw too, and I might mess this up, but you guys are also doing something about uh isn't it like you're doing we'll cut this out and redo this, but you're doing something on the Bible, right? Aren't you doing something about the like America Return to the Bible? Is that right or no?
We're so excited about this. So this will be in the middle of April next, the precursor to America 250. It'll be the 250th celebration of the country's founding. And we'll have 7 days, 12 hours a day from the Museum of the Bible, where 420 people will read the Bible cover to cover, and it will be live streamed on our platforms, and it'll be all walks of life. It'll be politicians, it'll be celebrities, it'll be regular average people, and we're just so proud of that initiative that Bunny Pounds has started and has worked so hard to pull off. And it would really be a celebration of the greatest story ever told.
Wow. I mean, and I don't think a network has ever done that before. You know? I mean, what a great testament to the community. Um, well, thank you so much, Bill. Is there anything else you wanted to kind of tell the audience or anything that you feel like we didn't cover or anything in the mix?
I think first of all, our 24/7 Christmas lineup and both in streaming and linear is something very special, and we're really leaning even more heavily into faith this year, and at a time where it's sorely needed. It's always needed, but at a time it's needed more than ever. So that's a big piece of it. And secondly, I just want to acknowledge and again recognize the tremendous effort that your dad, Ted, and Ted Bear, and that you have contributed to our success and to raising the profile of content that would be underneath the radar and not even be able to see the light of day because of the way the landscape is tilted toward those who don't tell stories that are faith, family, and country focused. So thank you very much. Your support means the world to us, and you're a treasure, Robbie.
Well, thank you so much. We really appreciate our friendship deeply, and I do feel so honored to be able to go to work with my dad, who's worked so hard so many years as a voice in the wilderness to tell people about this kind of content. And so we're excited. And we pray and hope this is the best Christmas season ever for Great American Family.